show, yelling and screaming on the front row. Jumped on stage, knocked me down, you made me horny. I drug you around, put you in the van, took you to the tail. On the way there, you was texting on your cell. You jumped out the van before I got the room. Hopped in the car with your girl and went Zoom. You danced with girls.
All right. Good evening. Let's see what we got. Well, I know what we got. Bunch of bullshit. So, I've got Trey ready to go here. I've got Tommy, Jimmy, Thomas James, and I've got Rico. So I want to look at those three, and I thought, well, you know, fuck, I'll just do a live stream, just watch them on live stream. And Model 3 Dude is saying that we have to watch CSI. We have to play CSI. And what do we got? Today's price action explained, or are my shares real, or something like that. Real or fake shares, which do I own? An AMC squeeze update. Then we also have Lou, AMC, Lou, and Steve Bannon, which, okay, great. So, 2 convicted felons. Ryan Cohen says, AMC stock short sellers are dead meat. Kind of an interesting phrase to use there, Matt Stoner. Dead meat? Like roadkill? Like, yeah, you see where I'm going with that one. So we're going to get, I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of this stupidity. Institutions own 652 million AMC shares. Criminality only explanation from Donahue George. Stocks, real estate, health. I mean, is he another MLM guy? Is he selling Strike also? Strike, all natural male enhancement. I don't know, but I mean, I know exactly where that came from. This came from that stupid Stocks Ninja, whatever it's called, website. Last time, I mean, so it's like now somebody rediscovered that site and they're putting out all this fucking bullshit about it. Just I don't know, a couple months ago, maybe. I mean, it's stupid. They were double counting and triple counting 13F filings. So I guarantee if we go to Stock Ninja, Stocks Ninja, Stock Ninja, yeah, Stock Ninja. That's where it came from. It's stupid. I don't know who runs the site. It's not professional at all. They double counted 13Fs. I mean, it's like it seems to be truly a real-time stock quote website for apes by apes. Really catering to the apes here. So we'll see what it says. Ownership. Combined, the top 115 institutional holders of AMC own 121.94% of the company, with a total of 652 million shares. How do we get that number? Well, we pull the extra shares right out of our ass. Okay, so here you go, right here. Vanguard. The most recent disclosure is right here, 3/31/2022. 47 million shares. But then, again, there's also a report here from December 31st, 2021. 47 million shares. So there's literally 4 entries here for Vanguard Group that are all around the same number of shares. So what this is telling me is that this clown, wherever he went, where is the clown? Didn't even bother to scroll down and look at the list of filings. Here he is. Didn't even bother to scroll down and look at the list. They just saw that and they're like, oh, I can hype that. So there they all are. And if I cared enough, I could copy all these numbers and add them up and see if they indeed add up to 652 million. It seems like they would, because institutions don't own all of AMC shares, and you have, literally just about, well, with the top 5 here, you have over 200 million. So, I mean, it's just absurd. Okay, it's just absurd, and we'll blast Donnie for it. Yep. Yeah, you should claim all your bills are synthetic. Refuse to pay them until they can prove they're real. Tell them that you've done your due diligence, which is hilarious. Oh yeah, I got to find lottery stocks. I'm gonna pretend like I'm one of the ape influencers. I got to find that lottery stock, whatever it is. I don't know. I didn't take the time to actually notice what it actually is. Lotto stock, whatever. I got to look for him because he's got some real dumb looking shit. Oh, there's Frank Nez too. They're all coming out of the woodwork. Here he is. Lottery stocks right there. AMC stock is about to make us millions. Due diligence. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but where I come from, due diligence is supposed to be based on facts, information that's substantiated, conversion parity. Oh, so great. I can't wait. But we're going to start with Trey. We're going to start with the OG grifter. He looks scared. He got that deer in the headlights look. What the hell is that? Is that like an Amazon Alexa or something? Next to your fake tree. But we're going to... Good Model 3, dude. I mean, it's like... It's ridiculous. No DD. No, I mean... What passes as due diligence... I said this last year, too. The shit that passes as due diligence is laughable. It is laughable. Okay. Apparently there was a shooting in Texas at the same town where the school shooting was. I don't know. I don't know if they were an ape or not, but here we go. Trey, lay it on us. Let's hear it. Every time AMC does this, it goes up a lot. Pretty clickbaity. One weird trick to maximize your Moass gains. Well, let's hear it.
I've said
hedgies hate him. Hedgies hate him.
Sat here and thought for about 15 minutes of a clever way to start my video. So here's what I'm going to do. All right. I'm going to read you a couple of quotes. Don't wait for the storms of your life to pass. Learn to dance in the rain. Every storm runs out of rain, just like every dark night turns into day. Storms draw something out of us that calm seas don't. A great storm is like a sunny day to a person of great faith. A gentle wind is like a great storm to a person of great fear. Welcome back, guys. It's great to have you. We're going to give you a little bit of an update on AMC, as I'm actually pretty excited about a couple of things that I'd like to go over. There's also going to be a video coming out later today going over my my trading account, my 1K challenge account. So if you'd like to check that out, make sure that you watch out for that later here today as that comes out. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. I'm actually pretty excited about.
He's got to, leave time for the deposits to clear. to bring the account balance back up.
That we're going to talk about here on AMC. So let's start off here with the chart. All right, if we look at this on the daily time frame.
Yeah, you know what? How to make $1 million trading AMC stock. How you do it? Start out with $2 million. And it looks like net profits here. Antoinette buying 10,000 shares of AMC tomorrow. Moass incoming. Well, London Bridge is down. I repeat, London Bridge is down. Operation London Bridge is in full effect. The king and queen The king and queen are, this is manual, this is all Manny. The king and queen are the most important pieces on the chessboard. The apes are playing 7D chess, so that makes them even more powerful. Bullish for AMC. The queen, God rest her soul. Bullish catalyst for Moass. What's up, Antoinette? Donnie talking about bed bug in theaters as fake news. And the hedge funds are going to sue AMC out of business. Oh. Well, if I had kids, I could read them something like that as a bedtime fairy tale. So, anyway, here we go. Oh, look at him with his volume profile. And look at him with his trendy-ass candle colors. Wow. Green and white.
There's a couple of key things that have me pretty excited right now. And the first one is on the daily...
And of course, log scale on the chart. That's what the pros use.
Time frame, which is what we have to pay the most attention to. And that is the volume on the day. Now, I'd be amazed if Rico hasn't already pointed this out. I haven't checked in on him yet. But this is...
Boy, those two are like inseparable these days. Rico this, Rico that.
The sort of shit that he loves paying attention to. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already pointed out the extremely low volume that we have right now because there's a pattern. We have a pattern on AMC that seems to be pretty relevant.
Patterns don't control volume. I mean, I think you could look back at any repeating interval of time and see that things were different at that time. Whether you do 6 months, whether you do a year. Shit, whether you do 3 months, I don't know what his quote-unquote cycle is. It's always nonsense. The notion that the price action is going to repeat, like in some way that you can predict and trade and benefit from, like down to a high degree of certainty, is, in my experience, is pretty much nonsense. I'm not saying they're not patterns. I'm not saying there aren't patterns that do occur, but the kind of patterns that they're talking about in terms of, oh, it's going to spike at this date. It's incredibly unreliable. There's really no glitching. Fuck. Dang it. Why? Hedge funds don't want me talking about this shit. I'm screwing up their cash cow. Okay, hopefully that changed it. That made it better. Hopefully it's okay. God Neil Contacts. Thank you for the report. I'm gonna keep my eye on that. I just employed one weird trick to try to stabilize the connection, and it looks like it helped. Okay. So, and still it looks so far like it's good. One weird trick, man. I'm telling you. All right, here we go.
Expect to repeat itself coming up here in the future. And it is whenever we have incredibly low volume on a day-to-day basis, especially when it's a fade in volume, this is typically a signal of an upcoming massive rip. And I think that there's a very easy explanation.
Oh, like your doji candles, your evening star doji candles or whatever the fuck they were that was supposed to be a reversal. And we're going up, we're still going up. No, you went down. You were wrong. You're always wrong. Why are you still doing this?
As to why the volume or the liquidity has dried up on AMC and what this is going to mean. And I'm going to walk you through that thought process as we continue on. But today, we had 16.61 million total volume on the day. If you were to compare this to some other previous lows before we had massive rallies, here's a day way back on 29 July where we had 18.22 million volume. We were actually slightly red by about 0.14% on a green daily candle close. And I'll give you another example. Right before we had a massive rip up here, we saw 24 million volume in comparison. This is a large cutoff, big cut back in volume before a massive increase in liquidity and volume. I'll give you another example back here. If you're to compare daily volume, you get the lowest rip to the downside possible. And this is coming on a 7.47% red day, followed by a huge ramp up in volume. This is typical. It's something you're going to find.
Yeah, what happens after all these rips, though, too? You follow through with it, Trey. What happens after the pump? You know.
If you were to compare this with IV, historical implied volatility, which is a tool that we can use through Market Chameleon, this is a technique used by big money to dry up the stock. People don't like playing options. They don't like looking at it.
To dry up the stock. Okay.
Stock. They don't like watching a stock when it's incredibly dry. I've asked this before. We've taken polls in chat on whether people like quick band-aid rips off or slow, long bleeds more. And people actually like when a stock will flash its way down an incredibly high volume over
you hear nothing.
Super low volume, slow and steady.
What the heck? Okay, let me Hedgies hate me. They hate me more than the AMC grifters do. Okay, I'm going to pull up my stream on my other computer and see. But Antoinette said low volume. Model 3 dude said he can't hear it. I was going to pull it up on my other computer, and it went to a blue screen. So I'm just, okay. But we're good now? We're good now. Okay. Big rip dip equals pump dump. Yep. Every time. So, I mean, we could look at the dates on those things and try to figure out why, but
draw to the down.
Why bother? Honestly, why bother? It always ends up the same.
Downside. These sort of slow drawn out bleeds are the most psychologically tormenting path possible to get retail investors to think a certain thing is coming, a certain thing is happening, when in reality, the opposite is happening. Now, here we are today. With daily
Trey, he thinks he's such a big contrarian now. Listen to him. I mean, the contrarian viewpoint is this stock is fucking dead. Okay, you can't pick and choose. Wow.
As low as 16.
Pathetic. This is fucking pathetic.
0.61 million, and this lines up. I'm so grossed out. Can't believe I have to use this. This lines up with Market Chameleon. Now, this is a screenshot that I put together. People have asked me, Trey, where do you get these red lines? And I grabbed this by screenshotting it and drawing it and attaching it. But here is the last year of historical implied volatility on AMC. And what you're going to find is that every single time it taps this red trend line, we typically have an increase in volatility. And every single one of these has been pushes to the upside. So here's a touch. This is below 100% implied volatility, which is the...
Answer me this, Trey. Those pushes up that you're talking about, are they higher each time? Have they been lower each time? More recently, have they been getting higher or getting lower or staying the same? Which one is it? Because, I mean, who cares about, there's an uptrend. Great. Every stock has that. What's the big fucking deal? Like, oh, this is so special because there's a trend line on the IV. Come on, dude. You are fucking stretching.
Trading days in a single year. This is a market maker's measurement of how much they think a stock will go up or down in a 365-day trading period. They mark that as applied volatility for options. And every time we tap this red trend line, we seem to get a huge move up. Well, here we are.
A huge move up. Okay.
IV, implied volatility, cooled down a lot. We have a small gap between here and this red trend line, which I think is going to act as a catapult.
Okay, so when you're wrong, will you shut the fuck up? Will you shut the fuck up if you are wrong for the 120th time this year? I mean, what does it take to get this motherfucker to shut the fuck up about this shit? How many times do you have to be wrong before you realize, oh, you know what? I'm kind of an idiot. I'm kind of a dumbass. I'm kind of retarded.
Compare this to current stock price and super incredibly low volume. This gives you an idea of what may be coming in the future. And this is something that I'm personally anticipating. I'm expecting a huge move up off of this low applied volatility. And there's other good news.
Well, your expectations are going to be fucking disappointed.
Now we work through the daily. We want to basically size down. I always start with the largest time frame possible and work my way down so I have an idea of bias in the larger time frame, so we can look at the time frame more collectively, right? And on the hourly time frame, now that we've looked at the daily, now we've looked at the daily volume, now we looked at sort of this inverse head and shoulder setup. You have a head, you have a left shoulder, you have a right shoulder, and it actually came down basically square on the nose down to this left shoulder level. You can't get it much better than that. Basically all the way down. I'll even highlight this just so you can see it. This inverse head and shoulder looks as such. You've got this left shoulder, head,
what?
Right shoulder. This lines up pretty square with this trend line right here, right? We can see this left, right, head, right? And if this plays itself out, which obviously I can't guarantee, but if it does, we can expect a pretty decent sized move, right? This is alongside the large scale falling broadening wedge that we have on the daily time frame. So we come back to the hourly and we look at things, and you are in a falling broadening wedge on the hourly.
Wow.
And actually just slightly.
Look at those damn near parallel lines he's drawn there. That's fucking stupid. That is retarded.
Broken above it. So if we're to look at this in the after hours right now.
Oh my God, we've broken above it.
Candles that are officially above this.
Trey, dude, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? You should know, after all of the fucking bullshit TA you've talked about over the last year and a half, that the exact levels don't matter. The exact level. Oh, and look, it broke above your fucking trend line right here. What happened? Oh, it went down more. Fuck you, Trey.
Falling
Goddamn
level
idiot.
of resistance now acting as support for AMC.
Yeah,
now,
catch the knife. Catch the fucking falling knife. Catch a falling knife. Catch a falling knife every fucking time. Trey is a master of leading people right into slaughter. Right into slaughter. I mean, really, it's absurd. It is absurd. This is all garbage.
We're going to immediately catapult tomorrow. It's possible, right? We could.
And I think I do have the chat open. Like, in other words, it's not restricted to subscribers. But I'm gonna tell you right now, apes that are listening. If any apes happen to be listening and think they're going to come in the chat and, you know, whatever, try to convince us of something else, don't even bother. Don't even bother. We are so far past that you're just going to get blocked. We're not interested. I mean, if you want to listen, that's the best thing you can do. Listen and learn something maybe, but spare us the convincing. Now, other than that, everybody's welcome. I mean, even the apes are welcome, but I'm just saying, like, it's not really a discussion about whether there are synthetic shares or not, or whether TA works or not, or whatever. Anyway, with that out of the way.
See just an immediate ramp up in volume followed by a 5, 6, 8, 10% green day. This is possible, but if I had to have a bias, mine would be that they're going to have a slight green day on slightly higher volume, just so we can get this implied volatility to drop down a hair more. We're going to have a better idea of what things look like once tomorrow comes, because Market Chameleon will update their historical implied volatility data for AMC. We're going to be able to sort of check out what things look like. But I can tell you this, right? Every time that AMC touches this red trend line, it gets a nice pop. And you can see this back here. Guess what? Where do you think the point of lowest implied volatility was on AMC back here? Right around there, baby. How about here? Right about there, baby. How about back here? Right about there, baby. It's when they cool off implied volatility and they dry up that volume is when you're going to see that lowest implied volatility on the stock, right? And we typically see these moves come as a result
Shut
of
up,
that.
Trey.
Right? So this is what I'm watching for. Now that we
There's a word that comes to mind. Poser. Trey is a poser.
are
Complete
officially,
poser.
technically, slightly above this falling level of resistance for AMC, trading at $8.64, up 3% right now on the days where we closed. I've got a couple targets right now.
Yes, he did, Chuck. He said the same goddamn shit. Same goddamn shit. Now he sounds like he knows more, but I don't think he does at all. If anything, he probably was better last year because he didn't know what he didn't know. He was honest about, hey, I just started trading. 1 year later, he's a goddamn expert. I mean, what the fuck?
And the main breakout
And he's still wrong all the time.
target for me is going to be two spots, 917 followed by 955. If we get above 955, this is where the incredible volatility and I think really solid volume
That's nearly a whole dollar up from where it's at.
is going to start rocking it on AMC. And the reason behind this is the VPVR, which is the volume profile
Oh,
volume
fuck
range.
off.
This acts as essentially the y-axis of volume. It tells us the measurement of where people have bought and sold stock on the grand scheme of the chart instead of on the x-axis, which just tells us when we
Oh
have
my God.
increases and decreases in overall volume. If you're curious what the yellow and blue means, you can just double click on this really quick and I'll show you.
Yeah, we know what it means. What about the part that's shaded and the part that's not shaded? Do you know what that means, Trey?
Blue.
I'm gonna skip through this.
It's going to be something we can pay pretty close attention to. My mom's calling me, but I'll call her back in a bit. Nonetheless, breakout level number 1 is 915. Number 2 is 955. And this is where I think volume is really going to start increasing heavy on AMC. However, I don't think we see much more volume.
Why? What volume is heavy on any fucking stock right now? And why would it increase on AMC? Especially since there are 2 fucking AMC stocks now. Well, maybe it'll be heavy on Ape. Maybe it'll be heavy on AMC. Maybe people will decide to trade one or the other. Maybe, and this is crazy, maybe they'll decide not to trade it. Maybe people are sick of this fucking stock. Maybe people are sick of you and your fucking cohorts telling people this is going to happen. This is going to happen. Oh, this is going to happen. Well, technically I was right. This is going to happen. No, you were wrong. You have instilled this false hope in people, and that is the worst thing that you can do. It will make people make irrational decisions. How could you not fucking see this? How can you not see this? You have, oh my God. I guess it's just greed. Fucking greed.
And then we got here today. This seems, and if we do, if tomorrow closes and AMC has lower daily volume than 16.6 million, get fucking ready. Get ready. That is all.
Well, Chris, we don't listen to Trey. but I'm glad that you could still manage to hit the like button. If everybody did that, that would be great. And lurking is great. Lurking is good. But we like when you chime in with your sardonic nuggets of truth and sarcasm. But Trey, I didn't used to hate him this much. I did not used to hate Trey this much. I always hated him, but I didn't hate him this much. But this year, it just after the $10,000 tip thing, I lost any semblance of respect I had for this clown. And I want him to be. I want to destroy him. I'm not gonna lie. I want this motherfucker. He needs to be off here. He should not be talking about this shit. He should not be talking about this shit. I mean, if I didn't have a job, I would get myself a big bag of marijuana. And I would watch every one of his videos and find every instance of when he's been wrong and submit that to the SEC. But fortunately, I have a job, so that's not going to happen. But anybody without a job, that would be a good project. He talks a lot, but actually says nothing. He just made up 5 or 6 words that don't exist. He always does. It's so annoying. And he like half-asses the indicators, and he's not using it properly, and it's just ridiculous.
All I gotta say, all right, that's gonna be absolutely disgusting. So,
yeah, disgusting. You're fucking disgusting.
I'm excited. Now, I want to make this clear.
Sounds like it.
I have no plans of playing call options on AMC this time around. But if you have an interest, I've talked about this many a time, all right? This is basically a cheat code. Anytime implied volatility touches this red line, man, typically goes up. Now, obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Do what you got to do at the end of the day. Take care of yourself. But
who in the fuck would trade based on that? Who in the actual fuck? Every time implied volatility hits this line, it shoots up. I have never heard anybody say that. I have never once encountered anyone who said anything like that or suggested that people trade options based on that. That is ridiculous. Well, maybe roensch capital. I mean, fuck me.
If I was to do it, man, this is the spot where I'm really getting pretty excited. I'm licking my chops for some opportunity to play them, right? We like to buy call options low. We like to sell call options high. This is where they're low. I think it's best to put yourself in a position where you're not playing with time, right? We don't like to put ourselves in a spot where it's a time crunch because that becomes more of a gamble than it does a trade or an investment, right? So don't.
This whole thing is a gamble. You're not a trader. You're a gambler. You're not an investor. You're a gambler. You're not trading or investing based on anything that's factual. That seems a lot like rolling the dice. That seems a lot like allowing somebody to deal you a hand of cards, and then you turn the cards over and see, oh, what did I get? That's what it seems like. So
don't do that to yourself. If you want to play calls on this, don't gamble. And if you do gamble, just don't be surprised if you lose. It's important to look at things that way.
Oh, but they will, and they'll blame everybody else.
So that's where we're at. I'm really excited. And I brought up this storm analogy at the beginning of the video.
Great analogy.
There's been a lot of controversy, a lot of button heads, a lot of people going at each other, right? And it can be tough to sort of weather that storm. It can be very difficult. But I can promise you this. I can't promise you anything about freaking stock price. I can't promise you up, down, left, right, whatever.
Well, that's funny because you definitely have promised in the past. Last July, you promised your viewers that the squeeze was going to happen that month by the end of July. You did. You promised them. Okay, but now, it didn't work out. So I'm not going to promise that. Well, what will you fucking promise us, Trey?
Right? For all I know, tomorrow the stock market ends. What I can tell you is bad times don't last forever. And what's going on with AMC, the amount of fear, the amount of controversy, the amount of arguing that is taking place within the community will not go on forever. And to me, this is a signal, right? I've talked about this many times, but the psychology that I view this in is as such, you can either A, buy into the fear, or B, use the fear as a signal for what is to come. And I view this fear as a signal.
Well, but the problem is your perception of what is fear is completely skewed. When you don't start from a place of a factual basis for what you're analyzing and looking at and making decisions based on, everything that follows from that is likely to be incorrect. So what you perceive as fear, it's not fear. What are you talking about? Fear. The stock's gone down. It's a shit company. It's in bad shape. They have more and more debt. They're not making money. That's not fear. That's fact. That is fact, my friend. So you can misinterpret it as fear, and you can convince people who've already lost 60, 70, 80 fucking percent. You have the fucking nerve to sit here and say that to them? Fuck you, Trey. That's it. You're fucking done. All right. Let's do Rico.
Oh.
I mean, that's absurd. Trey has some fucking balls on him. I'll give him that. I will give him that. He has some fucking balls to sit there and say that shit after having basically led people to 50, 60, 70, 80% losses. That is outrageous. Trey should be ashamed of himself. And when he actually grows up, and becomes a fucking adult and looks back on what he did here, I hope he feels like shit about it every day for the rest of his life, because he has caused people irreparable harm. And there have to be consequences. There have to be. I'm sorry. There have to be. Right. Why would anybody buy a call option on AMC? There is nothing showing it should move up at all. I would agree. I mean, maybe, see, and this is the problem with technical analysis. You can put on a different duration of chart. You know, hell, you can go to a 12-minute chart if you want to. Oh, wow, look on the 12-minute chart. There's blah, 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 blah. And you can make that shit up. And because most people don't pay attention, and it's not really an exact science anyway, technical analysis, you can convince people. And so, you know, why do you think he goes to a 1-hour chart? Well, because I can show you this on there. But if I go to a 30-minute or 15-minute chart, you can't see it. It's not there. Or daily chart, it's not there. You have to be on the 1 hour chart. I think that's part of it, how he can do this. But, I mean, I agree, though. So you can always pull out some bullshit technical analysis and make a case for whatever. But beyond that, fundamentally, no. I mean, what is the fundamental catalyst? You're going into the slowest quarter for this business, the slowest quarter for that industry, which, by the way, is already seeing other bankruptcies. So Cineworld goes bankrupt, files Chapter 11. So AMC is the stock price of AMC is going to go up? That makes no sense. None. So, yeah, it's outrageous. Okay, we're really going to say the same thing.
We're back. What's going on, everybody?
Because Trey beat him to it. Now, you can't have this. You can't have that. Look at it. Everybody has these weird plans.
Rico from Rico's Trades here. Welcome back to another AMC video. Today,
another guy who's been perpetually wrong.
Phenomenally low volume day. Let's get into it. Oh, where did I go? There I am.
Turn your fucking mic gain down.
Today, guys, we had the lowest volume.
Oh God, I can't even listen to that. It's so distorted. What the hell, man? You have a nice microphone and you're overdriving it. What an idiot.
See, and I don't even know how long.
God.
All of the June cycle, all of the January cycle, never has it seen a day like today. We had 16.646 million volume. That is unbelievably low for AMC. AMC usually averages around 30 million volume in like a typical day, 30 to 40 million.
Guess what?
That's still...
People don't have money to waste on this bullshit anymore. They don't have money for it. You know how many people are behind on their bills, rent, all that stuff? You think they're actually buying fucking AMC stock? Get the fuck out of here. Not everybody has fat AMC grifter YouTube income. Not everybody does. I certainly don't. So,
relatively low, roughly average, probably a medium day.
Yeah, the volume, it is always low. It's been low, and it's getting lower. That doesn't mean that it's going to the price is going to go up. Are you fucking crazy?
That we had 16.646 million.
Jesus.
I have these two lines here.
Zero free money. Yep.
On this push up to the sign of strength, which is the fake out in what I like to call this
fake out.
Oh,
you call that a fake out. See, we basically call that a pump and dump. Right? We call that a pump and dump. But he calls it a fake out. Yeah, it's a fake. I mean, only the apes would be stupid enough to think, oh, this is it, guys. This is it. Every fucking time. Every time there's a green fucking candle on a 1 minute chart. Oh, this is it. This is it. Clowns.
this part right here, we had 18.222 million volume on that day. And then we started a very strong push to the upside. Again, we have 16 million volume today. We managed to hold 860. We weren't a bit of an up.
Yeah, what's the point here? There's no point. This is brain dead.
Yeah. And that JS trend candle indicator.
JS trend
momentum,
candle indicator. Okay. Yep. So you got a trend indicator that's on your side.
Above the sign of
supposedly.
strength, and you can see a markup in a stock. Okay. So similar to a squeeze that we saw over here.
Well, I mean, I can't help but notice there, Rico, that over here you had declining volume. And you probably would have said that this is a reversal candle, this doji candle right here. But guess what? It actually fucking went down more. And then, yeah, it did reverse, but it didn't even get back up to where it was. So, yeah, I will laugh my fucking ass off if this thing does that again. Because then we can talk about, yeah, you know what? These guys were right about their stupid cycle theory. Because it fucking dumped harder. Oh, God, I hope it does that. I will be making a video about cycle theory addressed to Rico and Astro.
Okay, so similar to a squeeze that we saw over here, this was our sign of strength, our backup.
And yes, you know, I mean, lest we forget this bad back, of course, that strong push to the upside he's talking about is shorts closing their position and taking profits. And they get excited when there's more volume. I mean, the irony is so, I mean, if I cared, I would say it would be sad. Because, and in a way, it is sad. But it's more stupid. It is more just absurd. Like, you're waiting for the shorts to cover. The price is continuing to go down. There's no positive catalyst in sight. Every one of them has failed. And you know, despite what KC Shaw says, when the price goes below $10, they're not going to cover. They're not going to cover. Well, they might cover, but it's not going to be a short squeeze. A short squeeze means they're in danger. They have to close their positions to avoid mounting losses. I know that KC Shaw knows what that means. Fucking clown. Spends more time on his fucking beard than he does actually learning about the stock market. Ridiculous. Absurd. Nonsense. Yeah, shorts taking profits. If shorts are taking profits, let's shortcut. Let's shortcut and get to the heart of it. If shorts are taking profits, you are not going to have a short squeeze. Period. End of discussion. If shorts are taking profits, you are not going to have a short squeeze. Were the shorts making money in January of last year on GameStop? Were they making money or were they losing money? I think the apes can answer that question. Okay? So, is it the same? Is it different? It's different, then there's no short squeeze. You lose. Move on to one of the other 7,400 stocks that are in the market. And you know, and tell your fucking grifters to stop fucking trying. Stop trying. It's like a guy who keeps going after, you know, a girl, trying to, you know, get her to go on a date with him. Dude, she's not interested in you. She will never be interested in you. She's out of your league. Give it up. You're just making yourself look bad. You are making yourself look desperate. That's exactly what's happening here.
And we pushed up.
These are fucking desperate fucking incels. I mean, some of them probably are. Who are yeah, I don't even want to go further with that. Here.
All right, another leg up. You got this is the macro spring. This is your last point of support. This would be your sign of strength up here, June top. This is all the way down here. This spring was the backup LPS, basically. So if we're ready to go on the micro and the macro, you're going to start seeing a push up. It might take a little bit of time, but what I want to start seeing is something like this, push above the macro, retest the macro, and just kind of start going like that, right? Time frame wise, if the algo...
I mean, shorts trapped under $10. The amount of short interest under $10 is extremely high. Absurd. That's absurd. I mean, where did Casey Shaw hear that? At the fucking bowling alley? What the fuck? And shorts covering all the way down, not at one magical price. And Casey Shaw said when it hits $10, it will it'll trigger them to cover, like he's talking to a bunch of toddlers. Blind leading the blind here. Tanko Native, my friend, welcome in the background. Always good to have you in background, foreground, wherever. Always good to have you in the landscape. Every girl is out of Trey's league unless he has 10 million. High class hookers, huh?
Were to speed up a bit, it could be really quick. It doesn't have to take this long. We'll see.
Okay.
Say they dilute ape at the retest of the macro trend line up here, it's gone. I mean, this thing's just gonna go whack.
What?
Right? It's gonna go all-time highs. And that's
if they, because he believes, Rico also falsely believes that these share offerings cause the price to spike up. He thinks that, that's basically what caused it. So he's excited about the ape dilution. You can't make this shit up.
It's your accumulation. This area here, and you come back retest, next leg up. That's what I'm looking for. But again, I did enter some September 30th $19 calls, a little bit out the money. I'm looking for...
Wow, you are a fucking moron. You are fucking stupid. Holy shit. $19 calls for September 30th. Okay? Playing weekly options out of the money. What a fucking retard.
Implied volatility has decreased a significant amount, and those contracts are now 10 cents, where they were. Now they're at 0.13, so they're already up about 25% on those contracts, and I'm going to hold on to them. I'm going to be adding more tomorrow, depending on price action. I would like to see green. And yeah, I know quad witching's coming up. Maybe that's going to be a big one, and I know everybody's looking for that.
Dude, come on. Come the fuck on.
Basic stuff. We'll see.
Quad witching has nothing to do with AMC. Nothing to fucking do with AMC.
Requirements hidden in the tape with those FT diesels. Yeah, I don't really think I have anything else actually.
He doesn't have anything else at the 6 minute and 50-second mark. Yet there's like 5 more minutes of the video. Well, we've already heard everything you have to say, so we'll just call it a day on that one. All right, here's lottery. Here's stock, lottery, stock, whatever it is. AMC stock is about to make us millions. Due diligence. So there must be a new definition of due diligence. I don't know.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Lottery Stocks here. In this video, I have a lot of DD laid out for you, and I don't even know if I can wrap my own head around it. So if it sounds like a bunch of blibber blabber, hopefully you guys can put it together. Just bear with me here. This may be a long video.
If it sounds like it's a bunch of blibber blabber, meh, it is. So just ignore it.
Because we do have a lot of information to go over. All I ask in return is if you guys could please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Let's get into the video. First thing I wanted to talk about is Citadel Advisors LLC purchasing AMC. Their shares are now at 670,000, and they did buy a hedged position. So the 15th, you can see August 15th right here, they bought puts for 3.2 million shares, calls for 6.5 million shares. But if you go back here, you'll actually see that the effective date of these trades is actually June 30th. So if you go over to the chart aspect, this is where June 30th is, and Citadel made their plays right before a big move in AMC, right before a big run-up, so it seemed like they expected it, right? It seemed like they expected the cycle to play.
They expected the cycle to play out. Give me a fucking break. So that's why they bought puts. They expected it to go up. Okay, right.
Out the way
it's a hedge fund.
Was going to play out, and it did play out. So do we know if they're still in these positions now? It's kind of tough to tell, but I think some positions did get hedged for, and then
that's good, Antoinette, but I'm listening to what he's saying now, and it's a bunch of nonsense.
They knew that something was going to come here, which is pretty weird, right? So they rode calls up, probably closed these out, dropped this down, sold off their puts, and they kind of just closed their position both ways.
Oh, you think that's what they did because the fucking stock went up, what, $3-4, whatever it is, less than $10. Yeah. Sure.
It could be that
they've had those positions on.
Their positions, but I wanted to point this out first, and the reason for that is because everybody is seeing 121% or 120% of AMC's free float owned by institutions. I saw this all over Twitter today. I saw this all over Reddit today. This guy said, I ran all the 13 Fs for AMC and came up with 309.22 million shares owned by institutions. So they own 60% of the free float, and retail owns 80 to 90% according to Aron.
Yeah, well, that's not retail. I cannot fucking believe. Fuck Aron for saying that. Fuck Aron for saying something that needs to be qualified by something like excluding index funds. Because the apes don't hear that. All they fucking hear is 80 to 90%. And it's not 80 to 90% of the fucking float. That's like saying GameStop has no debt. Well, except for that $47 million. But that's for COVID. French government. Give me a break. Yeah, something has to give. You all need to stop listening to these fucking grifters. Grow a fucking brain and some balls. Admit that you were wrong. And move the fuck on. I mean, this is so stupid. 80 to 90% of the float. No.
Now, this is pretty interesting because Aron never gave us the exact facts on how he did get the share count. But he did say...
Yeah, he did. He said, excluding fucking index funds. Go back and read the fucking shit instead of reading fucking dumbass tweets.
80 to 90%. So if we own 80 to 90% and institutions
that
own
only
60%,
leaves 10%.
Already a big issue here. Now, the next thing I wanted to touch on
fuck me
is Dave Lauer tweeted this, and don't worry guys, we'll get into the juicy stuff pretty soon. He said, seems like a good time to revisit the IMC enforcement case. I've seen two main reactions to this. One, none. The press appears uninterested. Industry wants to sweep it under the rug. And two, why was this fine so small? This is just
what is IMC? How is that relevant here? What is this talking about? You didn't set this up at all. I have no idea what we are talking about.
The cost of doing business. I want to focus on number one.
And if we can't figure out what the fuck they're talking about, these apes are completely fucking clueless. And they're just going to take whatever emotional, hype points they can from it. And here we go. We're about to get them.
The payment for order flow industry wants this case to be swept under the rug because it's a really big deal. This is essentially the SEC declaring that the OTC market making is not eligible for the locate exemption under the Reg SHO. They are not engaged in bona fide market making. Now, this is extremely important, and he's going to explain why here. As a quick reminder, in January, I made a point along these lines. Citadel and Virtu are not market makers. They are high-speed speculators. What they do is not bona fide market making and should not be treated as such.
They are liquidity providers. Okay? They provide liquidity. Whether you want to call it a market maker or whatever, they're taking the other side of the trade. That is the point. They are taking the other side of the trade. They are standing ready to buy when you want to sell. They will sell when you want to buy. That sounds like a goddamn market maker to me. Sounds like a goddamn market maker to me. Dave Lauer is basically a professional grifter. basically a grifter.
The SEC is quite clear in this action. Bona fide market making is something that happens in a displayed venue where continuous quotes are communicated and represented in a way that makes them widely accessible to investors and other BDS. This SEC president makes that the OTC facilities run by Citadel and Virtu do not qualify for the locate exemption. They need to find locates, and they are not doing so today. This is the definition of naked short selling, selling shares they do not own and have not located. This also feeds into the concern of many retail investors that the pressure of retail buying is being funneled off exchange and not being allowed to impact displayed prices / orders. Abuse of this exemption would certainly degrade the price discovery process. Hard to imagine that these firms are not under active and intense investigation right now and in fighting tooth and nail against the SEC and maybe others on this critical issue. If the SEC is successful, the OTC biz could be ended. No more infinite liquidity from the fairies. Now this I wanted to touch on, and the reason I wanted to touch on this is because we've been talking about phase 6, and I wanted to touch on this real quick, and this is lending
Here we
shares
go.
out. This is the lending market.
Fucking phase 6, dealing with fucking swaps. Oh, please connect it for us. Let's hear it. God damn it.
The reason I wanted to touch on this is because of how much of the free float, according to 13F filings, institutions actually own. So funds that engage in securities lending typically lend their portfolio securities to broker-dealers, which in return generally relend the securities to hedge funds and other market participants looking to implement various investment strategies. The securities loan is evidenced by a written agreement between the fund and the borrower, terminable by either party to protect the fund the risk of the borrower default. The borrower posts collateral with the fund, typically cash, but U.S. government securities and letters of credit are also possible. Now, if we go over here and we take a look at what is a letter of credit,
oh my
a letter
God.
of credit, or
you know that when they have to go to a fucking Investopedia and define shit, he's like, oh, what's this mean? Oh, okay, I'll just leave that up. I'll put that in the video. Give me a break.
A credit letter is a letter from a bank guaranteeing that a buyer's
So what?
payment to a seller will be received on
So fucking what? God damn it. Fucking children.
time for the correct amount in the event that the buyer is unable to make a payment on the purchase, and the bank will be required to recover the full or remaining amount of the purchase.
Yeah, of course. That's a fucking letter of credit.
The bank will be required to make the full or remaining amount of the purchase. Now, this is a problem, and this is where phase 6 comes into play. Phase 6 is now into play, which is essentially going to avoid this, hopefully, or
I like that right there. Phase 6 is, yeah, you don't know what fucking phase 6 is. Let's hear it. Let's hear, what is phase 6?
A lot of money.
What is phase 6?
Where phase 6 comes into play. Phase 6 is now into play, which is essentially going to...
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're being sarcastic, Antoinette. You are being sarcastic. This is not good, DD. I'm sorry. And it's not personal. I'm sure he's a nice kid, but this is fucking shit.
To avoid this, hopefully, or at least cost them a lot of money. This is the action where infinite liquidity, initial market...
What does that have to do with phase fucking 6? God damn it.
Margin is going to be required, right?
Listen.
The remaining amount of the purchase. Now, this is a problem, and this is where phase 6 comes into play. Phase 6 is now into play, which is essentially going to avoid this, hopefully, or at least cost them a lot of money. This is the action where infinite liquidity, initial margin is going to be required, right?
No
more infinite liquidity. So, besides the rehypothecation
what are you
factor, which...
Initial margin. Initial margin. He may not understand that phase 6 has to do with swaps. This is absolutely misinformed. This is ignorant. This is ignorant. Of course there's margin. And of course there's going to be collateral required. Okay, that's not phase 6. That is not what phase 6 is for. It has nothing to do with short selling. Nothing. Nothing to do with short. ISDA. Does he know what that stands for? I don't think so. Because it's right in the acronym. Swaps. Swaps. We're not talking about swaps. Swaps don't really enter the picture here. That is a higher level. It is a different thing. So, you know, this is I'll just let him continue.
Hopefully that will be knocked down by the SEC.
Here.
The unlimited margin will be removed essentially, hopefully by phase 6. But
the unlimited margin, what unlimited margin? What unlimited margin do you think was available before phase 6? I mean, this is so confused and lazy. And is his name Zach? I see a Z up there. His name must be Zach. Zachary. Zachary, time to go back to the books, my friend. It's time to do some more research. I mean, this is an example of somebody who should not be talking about this. Holy fuck.
If it's not, this is why lending securities is so extremely important, right? Lending securities can continuously be lent out, and they can do letters of credit.
ISDA Phase 6 has nothing to do with securities lending. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And it really doesn't have anything to do with the SEC. It has more to do with the CFTC. So it's just, you know, throw all the words together into a shit sandwich. Because you know that people will eat it. That's fucked up.
Which the bank will promise to pay the full amount of the purchase if in the event that they can't make the payment, right? So I know this is getting confusing, and it's a lot to wrap your head around, and trust me, that's
not muted. I just don't know what to say.
Why I was telling you guys to bear with me on the video. The next thing I wanted to touch on is the short exempt definition. So this is used for listed security equities, a special trading situation where a short sale is allowed on a minus tick. The owners of convertible trading at parity can sell the equivalent amount of common stock on a minus tick, assuming they have the firm intention to convert. Now, this is pretty interesting, right? If you go over the actual short exempt
so here we're going to get some more definitions.
Article, it gives you listings as to why a short can be listed as short exempts, and that is if a security is convertible. And I wanted to touch on this, and the reason I wanted to touch on this is if you go over here to the short exempt volume or the
short volume is not short selling. It is not like short positions being established. Like he doesn't even know that. He doesn't know that. I mean, maybe we should watch my video that I did on this months ago to refresh everyone's memory. But no, short volume and short interest are not the same. And it is confusing. I'll give him that. But if it's confusing and you don't really think you know it, then don't talk about it. Because everybody who talks about short volume, I mean, literally, I have not heard one of these clowns talk about short volume correctly. Not one. And I know it makes it sound like, oh, Scott's like way smarter and blah, blah, blah. He knows. Not really. I mean, in terms of these AMC GameStop influencers, I guess. But it's not that hard. You just have to read it and think about it and like realize, okay, I got to let my bias go. What does this say? But he's talking about short volume, just like Teresa Perrin did and everybody else. No, that's not the same thing. And the truth of the matter is, the reason they don't talk about it is because short volume, I'm guessing, if I were an AMC grifter, I would not want to talk about what short volume actually is, because they hype it as if a high number of short volume is bad. It's like a sign of crime or something. But in reality, this is the fucked up thing. This is how backwards this whole fucking thing is. Short volume indicates retail buying. It indicates retail buy orders. Yeah, it makes no sense. But because of the way that the off-exchange market makers work, with that legal naked shorting, it's legal, that Dave Lauer called infinite liquidity, which really isn't infinite liquidity. But yeah, it sounds scary. It's recorded as short volume because they sell it to you first. That's why. They sell it to you first so they can give you the price that you fucking want. And then they go buy it. And yeah, they might buy it a little bit cheaper. You're always going to pay a spread. You're probably going to pay less on the spread with one of those market makers. But anyway, they sell it to you first. That's why they have to short it to you. But then they're required to buy it within 60 seconds. He doesn't want to talk about that because that pretty much kills the whole short volume thing. But let's hear about short exempt.
Short exempts on Stonko Checker, you will see 2 million and 1 million, the two biggest days right here. The 22nd, August 22nd. You guys, does that ring a bell to you? That is when APE was issued on the NYSE, on the New York Stock Exchange. And then the day after.
Yeah,
what happened
you know what?
when APE was...
The volume shot up, right? Let me guess. The volume shot up. So why would short volume and short exempt volume have shot up too? Well, because of what I just said. Short volume indicates retail buying. And the volume was higher then, right? Let's see. It was August 22nd, right here. Oh, yeah, look. There's a lot of this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I can use volume profile too, but I'm going to change some parameters. I only want one row. You'll see why. I want to do August 22nd. I want a custom range. I want a range. 22nd to 23rd. I just want to see those 2 days. There we go. Is that right? Oh, why am I on 12 minutes? 12 minutes. Can I get the range back? 23, 22, fuck, 22, 23. Why am I not seeing it properly? 22. There we go. Nope. How about that? There we go. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So I just want to see those 2 days. And let's put the volume profile on. Then maybe we'll put the label on. Value labels. Ooh, it's big. Why is it so big? Why is that so big? Okay, anyway, well, whatever. We can see that it says 116 million, 116.752 million by 95.62 million. So what that's telling us is 116 million is the red, that's selling. 95 million is green, that's the buying. So I just put one bar so we can just see the total number of buying and selling on each side for these days, right? So obviously the 22nd was higher volume, so we could just do that 22nd, and that's like so there was substantially more selling that day. But we could go to the daily chart and just look at the volume candles here. And what I'm getting at is the reason that the short exempt volume was higher those 2 days is because the volume was higher. Remember what Trey was talking about? God damn it. Yeah, these 2 days right here. No, these 2 days right here. There we go. I mean, yeah, right there. So you had, what, 151 million and 80 million. Oops. Okay.
SE on the New York Stock Exchange. And then the day after. What happened when Ape was listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the day after?
And by the way,
ran up and absolutely got obliterated and slaughtered to the downside right away the next day. Now, this is extremely interesting and extremely...
Well, the price shifted, but I don't know if that's what he's talking about or not.
important to bring up.
Who knows?
The reason for that is because this is not a convertible security, as Adam Aron stated and AMC as a company stated in general. So the fact that all of these short exempts popped up and people have not received their APE.
Yeah, they think that short volume is like hedge funds selling shares short and establishing short positions, which it is not. That's not what it is. So Badback is saying they think short volume is the total percentage of the trades being short. The apes think if short volume is 40%, then the apes think 40% of the trades were short sales, as in establishing short positions, which technically it does, but only for 60 seconds before the market maker buys the shares that they just sold to retail. I think it's confusing. It's dumb, but that's the way it is, and that's the way it's documented. That's the way it works. It's, you know, this is verifiable. I'm not making this up. That's the way it is. Now you can argue, you know, the apes can argue whether they think it should be that way or whatever, but it is. That's the way it is. So when they talk about, anytime any of these apes talk about short volume, they are, I think in that case specifically, they don't know. They do not know what they're talking about. They're ignorant on this particular point. Because like I said, I have not heard one person on YouTube relative to AMC correctly define short volume and talk about it for what it actually is. And like I said, too, they wouldn't want to, even if they did watch my video and learn what it actually is, they wouldn't want to talk about it because it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good to say, oh, well, actually, this short volume is mostly retail buying. So, yeah, I can't really hype that it's a problem. Like, it doesn't make sense. What? So, yeah, I mean, it's just so dumb. All right.
Is something to definitely pay attention to. Now, I wanted to go over a few more things. This guy says of the 516 million shares AMC issued by AMC Theaters, retail owns 95.6, which amount to the
95.26%. Get the fuck out of here. What? Where do you get that? Jesus fucking Christ.
Million shares. So of the 147 million shares reportedly owned by institutes, only 24 million are issued AMC. So the remaining 122 million held by institutes are fake and must have been issued to brokers.
No!
This is interesting.
That is not interesting, and it is not smart. It is stupid. This is stupid. That's not how it works. First of all, retail does not own 95%, or 492 million shares. That is a fucking fantasy. Nothing indicates that. In fact, it's completely the opposite. All you have is institutional reporting. You have institutional investors reporting their holdings. So you will never start by defining what retail has because it's not defined. It has to be deduced to get to it. But here it is, right here, coming off the SEC filings. And what I see is other 34%. So, no, it's not 95. It's more like 35. Jesus Christ.
Held by institutions are fake and must have been issued.
Fake. Fake, as in fake news, as in Donald Trump supporters, as in QAnon, as in unsubstantiated schizoid personalities, believing things that are not proven, susceptible to conspiracy theories, low intelligence. I'm just throwing out words. These guys can do it. Why can't I?
To brokers. Now this is interesting. You guys can see it right here. It says that on Webull, institutions own 4.81% of APE and others own 95.6%, 95.19% of APE. Now the numbers real quick on AMC. Shares on loan have gotten extremely high, 195 million.
And again, no facts to back that up. Just a motherfucker on Twitter spreading misinformation with some fucking dumbass Webull screenshots. No, you're going to have to do better than that. And you can't do better than that. So, no.
Here, it says that on Webull, institutions own 4.81% of APE and others own...
Yeah, you know what it says for that on Fidelity? It doesn't. It doesn't, because there have been no filings submitted yet. So I don't know how they would claim that, but it's literally not here. So that, that's invalid. It's an invalid
95.6%, 95.19% of APE. Now the numbers real quick on AMC. Shares on loan have gotten extremely high, 195 million compared to 192, I believe, a day or two ago. Cost to borrow average 18%. Free float, short interest, 21%. Now, a few things I wanted to knock down before we end the video, and it's this. I posted this tweet earlier. This is SEC, please take action. If you are corrupt, we will know by no...
Oh, they're going to listen to this. Nice posturing, by the way.
Action taken. We do know. Prove us wrong. AMC stock is owned 85% by retail, with 30% plus by institutions. Make that make...
You just sound like an idiot. You just sound like a fucking moron.
Sense. If you can, congrats. But AMC shares on loan exceed 195 million. And AMC also issues a preferred equity unit to existing shareholders on a one-to-one basis. Many have not received yet. Supply and demand in share price continues to make drastic moves. Fine. Failure to deliver has appeared as soon as they possibly could on APE. Isn't this a sign of naked shorting? The issue date of APE was 8/22/22. AMC has over 2 million short exempts on that day, 1 million plus the next. Regulation SHO is a regulation overseen by the SEC that is intended to prevent naked short selling and other abuses.
This sounds like the fucking ramblings of somebody who is running on emotion, first of all, not facts. I mean, let's just put it all out there. Hey, guys, I don't know what I'm talking about.
This is. Overall, guys, I think we touched on everything I wanted to touch on, but there is one thing left that I wanted to leave this video off.
Damn it.
I wanted to leave this video off on a technical analysis standpoint, so I drew a few things out for you guys, and this is essentially what I...
No thanks. All right, Thomas James. I think I pissed Antoinette off with that one. Hey, these guys speak for themselves. They speak for themselves.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today I want to talk about how institutions...
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We know what this is going to be. I mean, I just kind of want to hear his spin on a little bit of it.
somehow own 115% of the AMC float. When I factor in that retail holds 90% of the float on top of that, that's a whopping 205%, unless my math is wrong.
Yeah, your math is wrong. Your reading comprehension skills are wrong. Your deductive reasoning skills are wrong. Honestly, your grifting skills suck too. He's not even a good grifter.
Let's make some money. And I want to dive straight in with the...
Let's make some money. Let's talk about AMC stock. So you can make some money. You haven't made shit. Let's...
Today I want to talk about how institutions somehow own on top of that. That's a whopping 205%, unless my math is wrong. So stay tuned and let's make some money.
So stay tuned while I make some money on your stupidity.
And I want to dive straight in with the key information. So, Frecoin tweeted this extract saying combined, the top 108 institutional holders of AMC own 114.95% of the company with a total of 589.7 million shares. He then showed this screenshot from stockninja.io that reads Vanguard Group Incorporated is the biggest individual institutional holder of AMC Entertainment Holdings, owning a total of 47.2 million shares. Combined, the top 108 institutional holders of AMC own 114.95% of the company with a total of 589.7 million shares.
This is why Twitter is so fucking stupid. Honestly, this is why Twitter is not a good platform to get quote-unquote due diligence from. Because somebody has posted a screenshot of a Google search where this was in the people also ask section. Now, I know everybody's used that and probably have seen ridiculously poorly worded questions, unrelated things. Click on it. The answer is for something else. It's automatically curated. It's not there. Nobody goes through that and actually makes sure that it's accurate. But yeah, okay. Vanguard Group is the biggest individual institutional holder of AMC, owning a total of 47.2 million shares. Okay, that's true. That's probably true. Let's go to Fidelity. Let me put it back on AMC. I mean, this is so ridiculous. Why can't these guys do this? Why can't these guys do this? Like, I'm not really any smarter than anybody else here. Why am I the only one? Why are we the only ones who are willing to actually look beyond a fucking question that comes up on Google before we run out and make a video claiming something that is patently false, that is misinformation, that shows a complete lack of complete misunderstanding or lack of understanding of how this shit works, and say, "Oh well, unless my math is wrong." What? Okay, here's Vanguard. Now, we have a reporting date of 6/30 with 95 million. 95.2 million. Okay, let's go over to Stock Ninja. Okay, first of all, first problem here. First problem right off the bat. We have 4 entries for Vanguard. Right? Now, you could say, all right, well, 2 of these. It must be 2 of these, right? 47 and 47. That's close to 95. Okay, but the problem is they're going to report it all at once. So on the 30th of June, Vanguard said, hey, we have 95 million shares of AMC. Boom, we have 95 million on the 30th. Okay, that's how the filings work. So when we come over here to Ninja Stocks, we have, okay, now also keep in mind, this is June 30th, 2022. So over on Stock Ninja, for the Vanguard, we have June 30th, 2021, September 30th, 2021, December 31st, 2021, and we have March 31st, 2022. What's missing? Well, it's down here. Here's one from March 2021. Ah, here's the one from June 30th, 2022. Oh, but it only says 47 million shares. What? Okay. Are there any other Vanguards that are mixed in here? No. Okay, good. So What order are these fucking in? What order are these in? Percentage owned, I guess. Can you click on these? No, you can't click on these to reorder them. So this is a completely unprofessional amateur website. But more than that, here's the most recent filing. It says 47 million shares. Fidelity says 95. Fidelity says 95. So we're going to have to go Vanguard, SEC, AMC ownership. There probably might be an easier way to do it, but now also this could be affected by the split. Maybe. I don't think so, though. Because they're saying it's 18%. This is saying it's 9%, but Vanguard, 9%, 9%, 9%, 8%, 7%, 6%. There's one Vanguard. So this makes no sense. You would never add these numbers together from previous reportings. That makes no sense. They're going to report what they have now or as of the reporting date. You would never add that to what they reported last quarter. That you just never would. You don't add those together. They're going to tell you, hey, assume we have, we're telling you everything we have as of this day. So you would never add these together. You would never add them together. But that makes no sense. So, and we can go to the filings if we want to. I'm not even going to waste time to do it, but you can go look at it if you want. But I think it's, anyway. Everything here is saying 9% with 46 million, but I don't know if that's the latest filing. So anyway, I'm not going to worry about it to that degree. But clearly, why do you have multiple entries? Why do you have old filings mixed in next to new filings? And clearly you're adding them all up to get a number that is wildly, wildly higher. Look, you can even see it in this pie chart. There's Vanguard. There's Vanguard. There's Vanguard. There's Vanguard. So according to this, we got to add all these up then. We have to add up those 5 or 6 entries. It's ridiculous. According to this, here, let me show you my calculator. Because it's stupid. Like, it makes no sense. Oops. Zach is lottery stocks. I don't know if his name's Zach. I saw a Z on his Google profile, so I'm calling him Zach because I need real names. I'm sick of this short the VIX, lottery stocks, common sense investor. No, what is your name? So if I don't know the name, I'm coming up with one for him. But I'm pretty sure. I saw a Z, so there's only a couple choices. Anyway, 233 million. If you add up all these Vanguard group entries, if you add all those up, you get 233 million. Now we know it's not that. But up here in their own thing, it says Vanguard is the biggest individual institutional holder of AMC, owning a total of 47.2 million shares. But obviously, they're adding them all together. Why would they show you a pie chart with multiple entries if that weren't the case? So it's just not good. I don't know who runs this site. It should not be here. And this was months ago that I discovered this. Well, I saw these guys hyping it, and I thought, well, this is weird. I have to check it out. And like everything, Like every goddamn thing. You take one look at it and you're like, oh, wow, really? Holy shit. That's so simple. How did they miss this? And it's still like that. It's still like this. But look, AMC, games being played here. Here we go. When this finally break out, we could see huge upside. Slapping that ask today. These comments are from like today, yesterday, and today. This is the problem. This is misinformation. You have now convinced people that the float is 121% of itself, and that's not true. I know that's not true because the math that you use to get there is obviously flawed. So, like, and this is the problem because you have a website that looks like it could be legitimate from our founder. There's an inequality of knowledge, tools, resources, and data available in the financial market. We're here to even that playing field. What? You're evening the playing field? No. You are perpetuating the misinformation. It's absurd. It's ridiculous. I can't fucking believe it.
Yes. Now then, on top of that, you have to factor in that retail holds 90% of the float, which is a whopping 205% of the float, or over 1 billion shares. Now, I actually did some searching myself and managed to find that exact same extract here on Google, and it reads the exact same word for word, so that screenshot isn't photoshopped. Now, you may say, Tom,
oh my God. What a fucking clown.
that sounds like just another glitch, right? And yes, it may definitely be a glitch, but it's very coincidental that TD Ameritrade and Stock Ninja are showing the exact same numbers.
Nope.
TD Ameritrade is currently showing there is 1 billion outstanding shares of AMC for the entire float. Now, we know that it's only 516 million, but
how do we know that this isn't a forged screenshot? We don't know that. They've already shown this. TD
Ameritrade is reporting 1 billion AMC shares trading out there right now. We know there should only be 516 million outstanding shares trading out there right now.
Like to focus on this is just so fucking ignorant. Obviously, this guy is not interested in trading or investing. He's interested in conspiracy theories and making money lying to people. And it's a fucking disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace. And God love the Queen, and may she rest in peace. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to go. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube.
115%. But regardless, he's.
But this guy. Oh my God!
Said that you ran all of the 13 Fs for every single institution
we already saw
AMC, larger than the 560. But when you add on top of that,
we get
reporting their
we get
those ape and those GameStop shares.
Well,
right now, I don't actually think that any ape shares have been delivered to institutions. Obviously, Webull is showing that ape is held 95% by retail investors and only.
So you trust the data on Webull blindly. Okay. You trust the data on some fly-by-night Stock Ninja free website blindly. Why don't you go to Fidelity and look and see what they say? Why don't you go to the SEC website and see what the filings say? They never do that. This is absurd.
Only 5% by institutions.
He's
obviously, this screenshot is showing that AMC.
He's still he is belaboring this beyond
institutions.
Look, he's still talking about it.
Regardless of which figure it actually is, so far it just seems that all of these different institutions, these different trading platforms, and these different data providers all seem to have different data. Now, obviously, I think the reason why all of these trading platforms, brokers, and data providers have different data is because they're all being reported different figures by different institutions.
That's not how it works. The institutions don't submit the data to the data providers or to the brokers. They submit it to the SEC. And if you don't know that, you shouldn't be talking about this.
Institutions simply aren't reporting the true figures, or they are reporting the true figures to some entities and false figures to other entities.
Yeah, he thinks that the institutions report to the data providers. Nope, that's wrong. Learn about how our markets work before you start grifting from another country. That is absurd. That is ridiculous. So here's another solid reason why this motherfucker should not be talking about this shit on YouTube. I mean, this is crazy. This is crazy.
And that's why everyone.
I am fucking floored by this shit today. Oh my god. Oh,
maybe these
my
hedge funds
God.
are sending an email to the New York Stock Exchange titled "Final AMC Share Count V1," and then later during the day they're sending.
Yeah, Shadow Stars. Thomas James thinks that they report to all of these data providers, and he doesn't even know how the reporting process works. This is absurd. And it goes beyond these meme stocks, because this is misinforming people about basic fundamental processes and dynamics of the stock market. So these people, once they lose it all on AMC, they're going to carry this knowledge forward with them, and the rest of their life is going to be colored by this experience, and it's going to be tempered in misinformation, and that's fucked up. That is wrong. That's why I say the Moass is the grift that keeps on giving, or it's the gift that keeps on grifting. Either way, and I credit to Badback for that one. But I liked it, and it applies because in multiple ways. So these influencer grifters can keep milking it. They can keep squeezing money out of their subjects, their audience, their sheep, ape sheep. So that keeps on giving to them. For the ape sheep themselves, it has ruined their conception of the capital markets, completely ruined it. They will never, I don't want to say they will never, but a lot of people, and you see it all the time, after this place squeezes, I'm never going to the stock market again. So what do you think they're going to do if it doesn't squeeze? They're done. Which, that's fine by me. I don't care. Like, let them blow up their accounts and leave. But wait, did you hide? Why did Antoinette get hidden? Huh? That must have been a mistake. Yeah, that must have been a mistake. Or unless there's something I don't know about. But I don't have the chat up. Sorry about that, Antoinette. Unless there was a reason, I don't know. Anyway, the last 2 years misreported data / glitches with AMC are into the 100s now. And here's the thing about this. Like, okay, maybe it is in the hundreds, but what about other stocks? How do you know that this doesn't happen with other stocks? You only focus on 1 or 2 stocks. Like, seriously. There are companies that have way more shares than AMC, like Apple. You don't think that glitches happen with that? How many glitches have happened in the last 2 years with Apple? Well, you don't know because you weren't looking at it. So it's frequency illusion, confirmation bias, and a lot of other cognitive biases. I don't know. Model 3 dude, what's up? Where are you at? Going on? Maybe his dog got onto the keyboard. Let's see.
sending a separate email to different trading platforms titled Final AMC Share Count V2 Final Doc. If you've worked in an office, you'll know to buy these inverse AMC short ETF.
Oh,
Because short positions and something very, very interesting. He said, wait, can GameStop be forming a new stock exchange that IPOs can come on to raise capital instead of being shorted to the ground? He said, could GameStop be in the process of creating a transparent stock market or stock exchange?
Oh, yeah, that's what they're doing. From crystal pools and spas. Are you kidding me? The goddamn guy, a pool installer. I don't know if they install pools. Maybe they just clean pools. I don't know. Somebody's got to do it. He says GameStop could be forming a new stock exchange that IPOs can come to raise capital versus being shorted out. Being shorted out. Well, you know that's an intelligent way to look at things. You don't want to get shorted out. You didn't really miss anything, Antoinette, that I'm aware of. Just this brain dead shit from Thomas James here, and Model 3 dude has possibly been hacked.
Now, there's a variety of different announcements that were made during this earnings release and have been made over the last few months that suggest this may actually be true. Ryan Rigg tweeted saying GameStop today announced that it's entered into a partnership with FTX.
Yeah, FTX. The one who's done the most fucking pumping and dumping and hired the most influencers and been one of the more shadier entities, even on YouTube. I mean, seriously, I cannot believe that they are hyping this as a positive. What a joke. What a joke. And Sam Bankman-Fried, you know, I don't
US.
He's not a good person.
The partnership is intended to introduce more GameStop customers to FTX's community.
Exactly, bad back. Shorting does not cause bankruptcy. Mismanagement and incompetence from management teams cause bankruptcy. Because the bet is not with the company. You're not betting the company. You are making a bet with another trader or a broker, not with the company. Not with the company. And the way to prevent that is to prevent mismanagement and prevent incompetence from management. So have good leadership. Short sellers generally, they're not like, let's put a bunch of stock tickers up on the dartboard. Let's throw the dart, and wherever it lands, we're going to short them out of existence. That's not how it works. There are reasons. Sometimes it's because they uncover fraud, and they're like, wow, this company is going to the moon, yet they're engaging in fraud. We have proof of it. That's a legitimate short thesis. Wow, this company is going to the moon, but they're losing money every quarter. That doesn't make sense. They're overvalued. That's a valid short thesis. Wow, this company is on its way to the moon, but there's a pandemic and nobody's visiting their physical store locations because they're legally prohibited from doing so. That's a valid short thesis. Those are valid short theses. Not, oh, I hate GameStop. Let's run them out of business by shorting them. That's ignorant. That's not how it works. But that's how every ape thinks it works. It's so stupid. They haven't even bothered to learn the basics that you would learn in like a fucking 5-minute introductory video about short selling. It's crazy.
And its marketplaces. Now, on top of this, FTX just announced a partnership only a few days ago with IEX. Now, IEX is one of the only transparent exchanges where you can route lit orders for your AMC shares.
What?
Bradley,
No, that's not true. I'm sure it was probably a mistake or whatever. But glad that you're not hacked, Model 3 dude. Glad that you're not hacked. Stock price has no bearing on day-to-day workings of the business. That is precisely what a hacker would say. Yeah, and in the spirit of the apes, I'm just going to believe it blindly and not even ask to see photo identification.
Co-founder of IEX posted on LinkedIn saying big news at IEX today. We're excited to announce a strategic partnership with FTX US. Together,
So I have no interest whatsoever in IEX. But yeah, the great IEX and FTX joining forces. Great. Now GameStop. So GameStop's creating their own stock exchange.
Goal is to help shape the future market structure for digital asset securities. Now, on top of this, back in June, FTX official also acquired embed.com to facilitate clearing services, aka to clear trades with no fees or payment for order flow. So it seems like FTX and GameStop are trying to build a completely separate, completely transparent stock exchange, or maybe even a separate stock market. FTX obviously has this partnership with IEX and with GameStop.
Well, no,
and
they
FTX
can't do that legally. You don't understand the market structure at all. This is dumb. I'm done with this. Fuck you, Thomas James. You're a fucking wanker. How about Rivian? Or, what's the other one? One that was a total fraud. Nikola. Nikola, Model 3 dude. Ape exposed millions of synthetics. Okay. All right. Here's Al from Boston's AMC update. Think. Here's another one. So institutions own 116% of AMC. Uncle Frank. I don't know anything about Uncle Frank, but I can say with confidence he's an idiot. Sorry, Uncle Frank. You seem to be dumb. And you're one of Al's butt buddies, apparently. There's 5 billion synthetic ape shares. Well, the apes hope there are. That's the ironic thing here. The apes hope that there are because that would mean that they're right. And that would mean that they're going to be rich. Very rich, very soon. Zach said it. Must be true.
Everybody's off in Boston. Let's
kick it off.
All right, look at this. This is very interesting. The UK-based company which owns Regal Cinemas in the US filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Wednesday after becoming weighed down with $5 billion in debt. Like other cinema operators, Cineworld has been hit in force.
Okay, so I love how this is what this person who posted this took out of it. So according to Business Insiders, the apes bought for $2 billion worth of ape straight from the company in 2 weeks and a half. That's what they're taking out of this. That mentions another cinema operator that is filing bankruptcy and is in $5 billion of debt. I mean, that is the level of sophistication that these motherfuckers possess. That says it all right here. That says it all right here. Jesus Christ. I know. I really went out on a limb on that Uncle Frank assessment. I know. I did. But, you know, the apes do it all the time. I figured I could throw something out that's unsubstantiated, and they should believe me because, that's the pattern. That's the cycle. It's a cycle theory.
Hit by enforced closures during the COVID-19 pandemic, fewer top flight theatrical releases and more competition from streaming services. But it has struggled to shore up its finances.
God, this guy is reading like a fucking kindergartner. What the fuck is wrong with him? You have a stroke or some shit? Or is he always this bad? I don't know. This is bad.
Unlike AMC, which has managed to raise over $2 billion via sales of new APE preferred stock to its army of retail investors, according to a report in the Wall Street Journal. That means we have 1.1 already in the bank from earlier in Q2 from Top Gun, and now we have $2 billion we raised as a result of APE. So we have $3.2 billion sitting in the bank account right now. We have $3 billion. All right. God willing, everything else by Q4 will raise another billion. We'll have between 4 and 5 billion. And that is a good chunk of our debt gone.
He thinks that Adam Aron is just going to write a check, clear off that debt by the end of the year or something. That's the false narrative that Al's been pushing. Okay,
everybody, that's amazing. I'm absolutely gobsmacked by that. I think that's a wonderful feeling, knowing that we've done that. And
I think that's a wonderful feeling. Is this guy a fucking bot or what? I mean, it's how you talk in Karachi Hills Beach.
And it's great. It's tremendous. That's a positive. This, on the other hand, was a post by Cat Striker.
Like, that's a positive. The other two paragraphs, whatever. AMC's not facing competition from streaming services, and they weren't affected by the pandemic. No, of course not.
That's a positive.
Fucking stupid.
Vanguard is the biggest institutional investor holder of
AMC.
I
don't want to hear his take on this.
Disparity, right? How is it that the combined total,
right, fuck you.
The fact that
you're supposedly a fucking lawyer and you can't figure that out. I mean, just another fucking clue into the picture that this guy is a fucking fraud and a liar and totally full of shit. Okay. Here we go.
That whole thing. And then I noticed this post. Let me show you guys this. GameStop accused of wiretapping its customers. This is fucking completely bullshit, right? It's a basic data thing that everybody in industry does. Now they're wiretapping people. Oh yeah, like Amazon isn't, like AT&T isn't, like.
Well, I'm sorry, Al, but what aboutism? What about this? What about that? Straw man argument. It doesn't matter. We're talking about GameStop. Okay? Like, oh, well, you think Amazon doesn't do that? Yeah, you're not a fucking lawyer. No fucking way is this motherfucker a lawyer. Probably doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. I mean, that is the weakest fucking logic you could use. The weakest fucking logic, okay? God fucking damn it. What an idiot.
Apple isn't. Like Facebook isn't.
And
everybody listens to
Model 3, dude.
It's not a big deal.
Everyone
not gonna does it.
You're not gonna reel me in anyway. I'm gonna break the line. I'll break the line. I'll struggle on that line and I'll break it. I'll break the pole. I'll break the line. Because this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, a lawsuit accused somebody of doing something. Okay, it's an allegation. It's not been proven. It's an allegation. That's why we have courts. Al, you should know that. Being a lawyer. You should know. Well, yeah, you're not going to assume that they're guilty or that they've done this or that. Look, his Reddit handle is Jealous Chemist 5624. Jealous Chemist 5624. I'm curious. I'm so curious. I'll do that in another window just in case.
And all of a sudden, Facebook is accused of wiretapping. Oh, let me tell you, kids.
No, GameStop is, not Facebook.
Everybody listens to our shit. It's not a big deal. Everyone does it. And all of a sudden,
Listen to that. Listen to that justification. It's not a big deal. Everybody does it. What the fuck? Now I'm starting to get fucking
a
mad.
thing that everybody in industry does. Now they're wiretapping people. Oh yeah, like Amazon isn't, like AT&T isn't, like Apple isn't, like Facebook isn't. Everybody listens to our shit. It's not a big deal. Everyone does it. And all of a sudden, Facebook is accused of wiretapping. Oh, let me tell you, kids, this is absolutely bullshit. Absolutely, the things they come up with. I got money.
The things that you fucking come up with, you cocksucker. You are a fucking cocksucker. Al from what the fuck? Yeah, this is bullshit. They all do it. It's okay. It's not a big deal, kids. Fuck you. Fuck you, Al. You fucking cocksucking piece of shit. Go back to whatever fucking country will have you. You piece of fucking shit. Oh my God. I am. Oh. That is the dumbest fucking shit ever. He has outdone himself with the fucking stupidity. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Comments are turned off, but everybody can listen to your... What a fucking bastard. Oh my God. I'm still out.
To my phone calls. Bullshit. This is last resort desperation shit they're coming out with.
Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it's not. As a lawyer, you would never say that. You wouldn't fucking say that. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, and I wouldn't say that. I would say, well, you know what? It sounds like it could be a frivolous lawsuit, but we don't know. We have to let it play out, see what evidence there is. Yeah, there's this thing called evidence, Al, that you bring out in a trial to prove what happened and whether the allegations are true or not. And you know what? People decide, is this convincing beyond a reasonable doubt or no? Or is there reasonable doubt? And that's not for you to fucking decide. Maybe in whatever fucking third world shithole you came from, that's how it works. But no, not fucking here. What an asshole. Fuck you.
None of it's true.
None of it's true. None of it's true. I know, because I know everything. I know how to suck dick.
I mean, this is a little out there, though. Wiretapping. What could Ryan Cohen be listening to? They think they...
Nobody said that Ryan Cohen was listening to anything. He's not an executive in the company either. So, what?
What happened was there's a false sense of security that they got when that guy killed himself. All right? All right.
Oh, fuck me. Look at this. Al is a conservative fucking piece of shit. He is 100% a Donald Trump fan. I'm sorry if you don't like that, you can unsubscribe, but I'm telling it as it is. He is a thinly he has a thin veneer of pseudo-intellectualism about him, but he's really an idiot. And he buys into these conservative conspiracy theories like QAnon and stuff. I mean, it's just stupid. It really is. This is, I mean...
Ryan Cohen's responsible. They started running with that, and then they're running with this, and more bad news, and more bad news, and more bad news. And look at this clown. I don't think this guy's even... maybe he is Luke Plunkett. What kind of fucking name is that?
Make fun of the guy's name. Yeah. Al just did that. I mean, thank you, Al, for making this easy for me. You're making it easy for me to expose you as a goddamn fucking grifter. You're a fucking grifter. You are a piece of shit. Listen to this.
That, and then they're running with this, and more bad news, and more bad news, and more bad news. And look at this clown. I don't think this guy's even... maybe he is Luke Plunkett. What kind of fucking name is that? Clown. Come on, Luke. Get real, dude. And I've never heard of this publication. Kotaku? What the fuck is that? Is that some kind of Japanese thing? I don't know. It's weird. That being...
Why don't you go fucking look it up, you lazy fuck? And, by the way, we don't think that you're fucking real. We don't think that you're real. Well, maybe he is. What kind of name is Al from Boston? What kind of name is Al from Karachi Hills Beach? Fucking clown.
He said that's all I have for you guys in terms of AMC and GME. It's
Good.
The usual
So is that it
fucking
then?
Games. It's the usual bullshit. But there was one other thing I wanted to bring you guys.
Great.
It was this right here. Look at this. Evergrande crisis deepens after lender sees headquarters. Indebted Chinese developer defaulted on loan twice, failed to sell Hong Kong building, and now
Fuck off.
it's getting worse. And now it's getting worse.
Fuck off. God damn it. This is so fucking stupid. Oh, shit. Shit. Sorry, Model 3 dude. I caught it. I'm going to make it right. Let's see. CSI. Yeah, we got to do CSI real quick, and then I am fucking out of here. GameStop is touted as the retail investors' company. A friend. That's why GameStop is doing this news. That's why GameStop doing this is a news story. Wiretapping. AMC will be out of business by 2025. Omar's tired of losing money in the U.S. market, investing in the emerging market in Peru. I often wonder what international markets are like, if they are anywhere close to the level of bullshit that we have here, which, you know, I think there are plenty of reasons to hate Wall Street, but not the reasons that the apes have. And it goes beyond just the market. It's the entire fucking system. It's the entire financial system. It's the entire structure. But I'm also crazy, you know, left-wing radical. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Doesn't really matter. But I do wonder what it's like, how other markets work, how the mechanics work. Are they run by the same type of, you know, automated trading systems that, oh, the dollar's going up, we better push stocks down. Oh, the dollar's going down, we got to push stocks up. Like, I don't know. My Spanish, I don't know any Spanish. I studied French and Latin, so and that was 20 excuse me, that was 20 years ago. So apes don't buy Christmas gifts. They believe that Santa will bring them gifts. Oh, here we go. Apes can't wait until 2024. Most will sell the next bounce. They need to buy gifts for Christmas. Overhead supply. Overhead supply. Oh, I mean, we just saw it. We just saw it with this last one. We see it with every one. I mean, I was saying this here. Back here, we were talking about this on this channel. Uh-oh. Oh, they're talking about, oh, it's going to go like that. Well, it never goes like that, first of all. Well, let me put it on log chart. That's what they all use. And they always do this. They always move it around and rescale it so you can't tell what's what because they're grifters. They don't want you to know the truth. But, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, it's going to do... Back here, they're like, oh, yeah, this is it. Trey's like, oh, this is... I think there's... I'm a loudmouth. Mouth breather. All my lines on my chart. It's going to do this. Oh, what did it do? It did that. Oh, and this time. Oh, it's going to do that. Oh, what did it do? It did that. And this time. Oh, it's going to do that. What the fuck is it going to do? Oh, sure. It might do this. It might do this. It might even do that. But you can be sure that it's going to fucking do this. I mean, I'd say more realistically, that's probably what it'll do. So that's probably, I would say, infinitely more accurate than whatever Trey's saying. All right, CSI and done. And the consensus around here is that Aron is about to drop shares. Aron is about to drop 8 shares because they're going to need money in the third quarter. That's pretty much, you know, a given at this point, right? They left that door open. Omar has 1 share of AMC. Just kidding. I had 1 share of AMC for a while. It was good to lend out. And I made money on the share because I think I bought it at like $10, $11 or something. I sold it though. Okay. All right. CSI and done.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. No, the hedges hadn't got me yet. I just took a couple days off, people. Everybody wants to know, where's CSI? Why ain't he made a video?
Really?
There's nothing really to talk about. I mean, I'm watching some of these other YouTubers make fools of themselves, looking for content like the threshold list. We're going to be so free.
I mean, you know, he's not wrong about this.
Freaking rich apes on the threshold list.
Credit Susie.
We didn't become freaking rich when AMC was on the threshold list. So, there you go with that.
I wouldn't mind smoking weed with CSI. I would.
And there's a specific point that is important.
Hey, CSI, let's do a spliff together.
To recognize the difference between ape and AMC on the threshold list. But I don't believe these dumb motherfuckers are smart enough to figure out the difference between AMC on the threshold list and ape on
laced with PCP
on the threshold list, because they're too busy trying to convince you you're gonna be so freaking rich. Yay. Video after video. It's gonna be the phase 6. It's gonna be the executive orders. It's gonna be this. It's gonna be that. People, really. I'm gonna lose a lot of subscribers for talking about it.
CSI, subscribe to Scotty's channel. CSI, a member here, subscriber. I don't know. By the way, everything he talked about, pretty much on here. Oh, that's the wrong one. That was the wrong one. That was a video that never happened because they didn't issue options. But they all jumped the gun and said, oh, look, there's options on A. Blah. And I got the thumbnail ready and everything. And I started doing the research and it was like, nah, nope. All the failed catalysts one could ever want. Right there. So far, CSI's got the best video of the night.
Like this, but I'm just telling you the truth. When are y'all going to learn to get away from YouTubers who only tell you what you want to hear? For example, in my Discord, where I spend a lot of time, people want to know why don't I make videos, was a lot to do with I'm over in my Discord all day and all night chatting with the people in there. Why? Because it's a one-on-one interaction, but here is just me talking to you and I can't get a feedback from you, but in the Discord they do. But anyway.
Well, that's why you got to have a live chat, because we have chat and we can put it on the screen and we can respond and all this stuff. But maybe he's just old school. It's okay. Dead Queen, another failed catalyst. Well, I mean, I hear that there's this channel called, I think it's called Exit Liquidity. And I think they're basically just another AMC grifter. But they might have talked about the dead queen thing. Other than that, I don't know if anybody has actually hyped Queen Elizabeth II's passing as a Moass catalyst. Now, it sounds like a damn good one to use. It sounds like a good one to use. It's foreign. Most people in the United States don't know anything about the royal family and all that. So there's physical distance. First video coming soon. Yeah, there you go. And once it does, we will hype that shit up here, and we'll debunk it here, and it'll be a mutually exclusive circle jerk. He has a Discord. Yeah, it's kind of weird. CSI might die waiting for the Moass from gum disease. I don't know.
It was brought up, and the Discord is where I get a lot of my content from, because when I go to answering questions there, I'm like, well, everybody else must have this question. Let me answer it. So we're going to talk about real shares versus fake shares. You can call them what you want. Synthetic shares, naked shares, Guatemalan bullshit shares. It makes no difference. No matter how many videos I make about this topic, it just seems as if it goes in one ear and out the other to the people who watch it, because it's not what you want to hear.
Oh.
But it can't be no simpler than this, people. The man's trying to get in touch with a particular broker. He wants certificates. He wants his certificates sent to him,
you don't have
proving he owns shares. And they're saying we don't do that.
They don't.
Why not? Because institutions own the shares. They sell the shares to us. They give us a placeholder. Now they're supposed to, they transfer it from one column of the spreadsheet to the next column of the spreadsheet. But then again, they do have regulations where naked shorting is legal. So to move the share from one part of the spreadsheet to another part of the spreadsheet would mess it all up. And it's just a total fucking mess, people. Y'all ought to know this by now. So the person wanted to know, well, how do I know if I got a real share or a fake share? I said, hit the fucking...
I'll tell you, that's the wrong question to be asking.
Sell button, man. Hit your sell button. If you get paid, it was a real share. Simple as that. If you hit the sell button and it's a fake share, they're going to say, oh, wait a minute, you really didn't have a share of AMC or APE or GME or Sundial. You didn't have a real share, so we can't pay you for that. No. If you hit the sell button right now, and I'm pretty stoked because we're at 860 right now, up 21%.
Yay.
21 cents, up 2.5%. And my options, if it just goes up a little bit more and fills this fucking gap right here, my options will print. But do you own real shares or fake shares? Hit your sell button and find out. That's the best I can tell you, people.
I mean,
you hit right now, they're going to pay you $8.60
right.
for that placeholder
That's
you
true.
have in your account right now. Another person waits, they can push the sell button at $12 a share, and they will pay you accordingly. Get out of your head. These YouTubers have done this to y'all, people.
Ooh. Yes, they have. See, I'm telling you. CSI and I are going to end up being buddies. He's like, this is bullshit. This is ridiculous. Now, I'm not, I don't know if I really mean that, but you know, shit, nobody else is saying this that I can remember. Like, that was my guess to say, hey, that's the wrong question to be asking. It doesn't fucking matter. You can sell it at the price that it shows. Yeah. And the reality is you don't own the shares. You have a contractual transference of ownership rights. Yes, you do. You have a transfer. You have the rights and privileges of ownership of the share of stock. Those rights and privileges are transferred to you via a contractual agreement, but you do not own the share. You don't own it. You have every right to it. You can vote on that share. You can receive a dividend. You can sell it. You can lend it. But at the end of the day, you don't technically own it. That's the way it works. That's true. A lot of people don't know that. So yeah, it sounds like bullshit. It sounds like conspiracy. Nope. So this whole argument, it's really moot. It's moot. Okay. Is CSI coming to reality? Well, maybe, a CSI version of reality. We'll see. A bong color. He's looking at the world through bong colored glasses. CSI, not drinking the Kool-Aid. Not drinking the Kool-Aid. It remains to be seen if he's drinking Tang. Is he drinking the Tang? I don't know. But so far, it seems like he's off the sauce. So
specifically one from New York. And these other ones who come in and they woo y'all with their intelligence. And y'all say, well, he's got to know what he's talking about because he's a smart person. No. He don't have a fucking clue. He only tells you, boom. Or he does know and he don't want to tell you because you won't watch his videos.
Yep.
Think of how much hate Teddy Zane got, for example. I don't like Teddy Zane, but I don't like Teddy Zane for a different reason. But Teddy Zane got a lot of shit when he said the play's dead. I'm going to start day trading it. People quit watching him. Now people are gravitating back to him because it's been proven right. But these YouTubers, they will give you one catalyst after another catalyst after another catalyst after another catalyst, simply to keep you hanging on to their fucking channels. And I'm not going to do that to you people. I'm going to tell you the truth. Do I have a real share CSI? Hit your sell button and find the fuck out if you got a real share or a synthetic share, or see if it fucking matters. Simple as that, people. Now, I ain't gonna make this a 15-20 minute video. I think I've made my point.
We appreciate
that.
If
you disagree with me, honestly,
go fuck
it's
yourself.
Because you're a freaking idiot.
Woo! Hey. All right.
Because if you don't understand why they were able to put ape shares in everybody in America's portfolio, but not in the overseas portfolio, it's because they were putting placeholders. That's what they are allowed to fucking do here. Other places said we ain't doing it. But now, in case y'all haven't heard, almost everybody overseas has gotten their shares. So what happened?
Good.
Well, they robbed Peter to pay Paul. They put it all over here. They put a couple of YouTubers telling you, fuck ape, you need to sell your ape. And you sold your ape out, just like, I'm even going to call his name out. Ross Capital put out a video. He sold every one of his ape to buy AMC.
Roach Capital.
Now, that was about the dumbest
Credit Susie
move somebody could make. Why? Because you know they fucking with AMC. So why would you buy more synthetic counterfeit shares of AMC instead of if you're going to do anything, sell that shit in AMC and buy more ape with it? That would have been the common sense thing to do. But hey, when it comes to this play,
you could say that would have been the CSI thing to do.
Learned people throw their common sense out the fucking window.
Around here in Northeast Ohio, we have a garbage company called CSI. So that's what I think of with CS. Some people think of the TV show, the crime scene, whatever. I think of garbage trucks.
And they look for the YouTuber that's going to pat them on the back and say, it's all going to be okay. We go to the moon next month. To end this video, I want to talk about going next month. Somebody asked me in the Discord, what do you think? Hycroft is moving. Should I continue to hold or should I sell it? It ain't none of my business. That's your business. But if it was me,
what's going on with Wyckoff mining
right now? But I'm going to buy Hycroft as soon as I sell these options of AMC that I got. Why? Because Aron has told us there's gold in them hills. He's fixing to give out a gold NFT. He would not have made that statement if he didn't know something. So it's about time to jump into Hycroft as far as I'm concerned. But that's a smart investor. I listen to the chatter. I don't wait for a fucking YouTuber to tell me how rich I'm going to be. I done been through that. That's why I had to grab myself up by the bootstraps and learn this shit on my own so I wouldn't fall for their bullshit anymore. And if that's what it takes for you to stop falling for their bullshit, then you have to do it too.
bullshit.
Just gave it to you raw. You don't own any shares. None of us do. The
CSI going in raw.
Shares, they just put placeholders there. And you're going to find out when you push that sell button whether they had the money or not to pay you. With
people are telling me
that, I'll let you go. Got a few more videos I want to do, but I'm gonna do
nothing
it
is Chris.
Like
see you, man. Have a good night.
So love y'all. Be blessed, and I'll see you later on tonight. In the next
nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, you know, these criticisms are valid. I don't think he charges. I can't imagine he would. Let's see. Trading, he does have some promotionals. Fuck! Why can't I get a Trading View promotional? I probably can. Where's Discord? I don't even see a Discord link. Oh well, whatever. Let's see. But I mean, you know, the first half of it was okay. Let's see. See ya, Omar. You listen to what? Pick the song. There it is. Greetings from Lima. Lima. We have a city in Ohio. We have many cities in Ohio that are named after foreign cities, international cities. Lima, Berlin. Yeah, I have a friend actually who lives there. In your country. Guy I went to college with. Lives there now. And let's see what else we have. Paris, Ohio. Lebanon, Ohio. Etc. So. Oh, you're an economist. So this has to be very frustrating for you then, to see all this nonsense, misunderstanding of basic principles of things like supply and demand and all that. And I'm not an economist. You know, you should join my Telegram group, which is free, obviously. And we should have a discussion on a live stream sometime if you're interested, because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you could illuminate that I don't know about that people would find interesting. So the link's in the description, and everybody's invited, by the way, too, to do that. And let's see here. you don't mind, everyone, hit the like button. Not for my ego or anything, just because we would like to get prioritized a little bit more on YouTube. Things are growing, fine. I mean, we did just hit 1,100 subscribers recently, which, as far as I'm concerned, everybody over in the GME Meltdown subreddit, which I don't have up here, everybody over there should be a subscriber to this channel, but we're working on that. But I was going to look at the Wyckoff Mining financial statement here. So am I reading this? Let's see here. I'm looking for cash flow. Yeah, it looks like it's getting worse. Debt. Book value went down. Anyway, this is the kind of stuff that Omar could help us help. And when I say us, I mean me, really. Because I feel like I'm completely lost. Operating income. Yeah, anyway. So we'll have to look at that sometime. Let's see. Got Bad Back, Antoinette, Omar, Model 3 Dude, Chris left, Manny, of course, and everyone else. Easy. Yep. Question for Omar. Have you ever seen a more gullible, uneducated group of misinformed market participants than the apes? And everyone is awaiting your answer with bated breath. And we think we know where that's going. Because, boy, it is something. So, as we prepare to close this down, pretty early live stream ending. That's good. Maybe I'll get some sleep tonight. Nope. Boom. Boom. There it is. And I don't think any of us, USA #1, baby. Yes. And, just for the hell of it, I have something here. I don't know why, but anyway, USA #1. Yep, #1 in science, technology, engineering, and math, baby. So, but the one thing you could say that this is
scrutiny. What do you think's going on here?
This is what happens.
This is what happens when you work to change things. And first they think you're crazy, then they fight you, and then all of a sudden you change the world.
So there it is, straight from Elizabeth Holmes herself. They lost money, Scott, and have no gold. No gold. All right. And with that, I think that's about it. Elizabeth Holmes gets the last word. She gets the last word. I think that's only fitting. So with that, we will say good night. Thank you for hanging around, all you guys, all the regulars, all the new people. Really appreciate it. Makes it worthwhile doing this. And yeah, just, very much appreciate it. We will catch you, what is today, Thursday? Well, in any case, we'll be on for the futures market opening on Sunday at 5 or 6 p.m. Don't know what's going on this weekend, but I have a feeling that depending on what happens, that we'll be on one